Hello everyone. You might be wondering why I'm facing away from the camera. Uh, Turns out that I decided I would do a little cleanup here and there, work on a few things on the island, get ready, get set up for the next video, do some busy work, some of the paperwork, the taxes, all the boring stuff that you wouldn't want to watch hours and hours of. I figured I had already subjected you to, 1 square of design per square. Still working on the title of that one. But I've already subjected you to the tedious work, and I thought, let me do some more. So, I turned on the game and I started doing a little bit here, and then I thought, well, let me tackle this. I'll do this a little bit more here. Might as well do this. And then cut to like 2 hours later, I thankfully had been recording it, and I realized, no, I probably did a lot more. I got a little more involved than I should have. So I figured, let me throw all of this together in a combined clip of chores, cleanup, random things, some updates on Clover's Snake Fortress, and where I'm going with a few things, at least where I think I'm going right now. So welcome. What you're watching right now is, you can see Rayne's over there on the left. I decided I would take a minute to add some more height to the area that's surrounding her building. I had always wanted to do that, and I just figured, leave it until, I need a palette cleanser. Today's that day. But my plan was ultimately to let it grow in a little bit before I did anything else with it. So I figured, today is perfect day. I'll get the height up here. I'll plant some pine trees. No. Not pine trees. Palm trees. Put some grass down. And then let it get a little wild before I decide to add in any more trees or lighting elements. I definitely also want to add in some mangroves as well. So, once it grows in a little bit, we'll come back to it. Hopefully by then it'll be the perfect time for her. So right here I'm thinking about, making this taller. That's why I stood still, probably. I really don't remember. I decided to keep everything kind of at this height. I can make it higher. The area around her was considerably different. I've really done a lot of terraforming over here. Thankfully, it's hard to tell. I wanted to keep it as natural as possible, but for right now, keep it this high and varied. Not a lot of like unified faces of the walls. No, not a lot of walls. Just give it a little bit of, I don't know, texture, I suppose. And like I said, at some point, I'll move in some mangroves, and we'll make it really swampy, kind of like a, witch's house in the swampy woods kind of thing. We'll see how that goes. So, a little more of this, a little more of that. Yep, I agreed. Yep, let's do some trees, maybe. How am I going to do the trees? I'm not really sure. Don't 100% remember what my thought process was here, because again, I was kind of just doing little things here and there. Oh, I'm going to the archives. What am I getting? No, that's not a thing. Seeds. Excellent choice, Past Kelly. Excellent choice. Alright, so it looks like it's time for the palm tree stage. Yep, good idea. Putting it in the dirt. Oh yeah, driving efficiencies here with my bottom tool area. I think I decided in a moment that this isn't efficient either, and I changed my plan, but just gonna add in a bunch here. And some trees have grown. I know they do grow a lot slower or more slowly. Once you cut them down, they generate a lot more slowly, but some have grown in this area, I've noticed, possibly because I've left it for so long. That could be why. You just don't understand how tedious that one square at a time mangrove mud is. Listen, if I could ask for one thing from a future release, it's a dirt type printer, so that I don't have to do that again, because that'll be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm meditating here on this palm tree. This is don't really remember why I was standing still there for that long. I suppose like prayerful reflection, perhaps. Okay, yep, palm tree seed, good start. Or continuance, really. Yep, I'm gonna look at this one too, a little bit. Really focus in on the treeness of it. Stare into the eyes of the palm tree. Really think through, what is a palm tree? And then I move on. The classic 3-step process, of course. Get the seed, plant it, meditate, existential crisis. Okay, so that's 4 steps. I was not ever good at math. We'll just pretend I added the right amount of steps there. All right, went for a 2 for there. Yeah, right next to each other. Excellent idea, past Kelly. I'm still staring at the trees. I really wish I could remember why I was doing this. Was I talking to somebody? There's nobody in the house with me. Maybe the cat was asking me questions? She's not a very good conversationalist. I can't imagine she did. Okay, so we've moved on. Please don't let me stare at another tree. I really can't. I have no more lines left in me to explain why that might have been the case. Oh. Seed shenanigans. Okay. Yep, we're good there. Definitely got trees. Good idea. Good idea. Yep. Still with the trees. We're doing great with the trees. Masterful move, yeah. Put one where you wouldn't expect it, which is over there where the grass is already growing. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed I haven't stared at a single tree in, what, like 5 trees? I must have gotten everything I needed. Yep. Let's do that one again. This is where it starts to get a little weird. I don't want to do in line. I remember doing that. I remember complaining about that. Those aren't in line. I really don't want to make any like specific angles that you can see from other places. Honestly, I'm pleased with that. Future Kelly is pleased with past Kelly's choices. Another good one. Yeah, mix it up a bit. Put one over here. All right. Can't remember. Let's find out if that was enough for me. I think it might have been. If anything, maybe one more. Nope. All good. Time for grass seed. So I mentioned earlier that my plan for this area is kind of like the witch in the swamp or the witch in the woods sort of thing, where everything's going to be super overgrown and there'll be lighting and different kind of elements there within the trees to kind of make it a little spooky. But by and large, my hope is to make a lot of the scenery kind of the character around her building. So, and you'll see it once we focus on this area a little bit, but there, I mentioned that I had replaced a whole bunch of mud or the dirt with the mangrove mud, and yes, and that broke me as a person, but there's a lot of mangroves there now, so we can pull those and we can kind of just push them around the area, make it really grown in and you know, just odd looking, you know, uneasy. So I think we'll be able to pull it off. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Rayne is a very sunny creature, so no matter what, she'll still be smiling. But I think it kind of fits in well with right next to the train station there, the green train station, the big one. Did I call that Grand Central Spooky? I think I did. And I'm pretty sure we'll have to remember to check on a Friday in this game. I'm pretty sure she can get to Sheila's. But again, I'll have to double check. So at this point, I am about to move on to my next project. And this is where things fall off the rails from a just do a quick project thing. Because I decided I'm going to buy a bunch of seeds. And I'm going to do a science. I'm going to test the idea that Miss J had, which was to let the plants die, plant them in their season, and then let them die so that they stay dead plants forever. Brilliant idea. Again, Miss J, thank you so much. So here I'm buying some corn and some tomato because I want to see what both look like once they've expired. And yes, I could creative mode these into my pocket, but I thought, let me throw the girl a bone. Quick million. Okay. Alright, so we're going to let the rest of that grow in. At some point we'll check back in. And you can see I'm real close to the town bell there, to the left. And then to the right is the train station. One of the subways peeking out over there. Alright, so from here, I think I head over to where Irwin's is going to be, kind of in that area, because that was originally where Miss J... Oh, yeah, let me back up. So right here, I wanted to kind of take a look at how this land is kind of enveloping her area, which I think was doing quite a great job. All right, so we're back over by Clover's. We're going to look at the Irwin's area. This is beyond a draft. It is not even, it's a mere notion in my mind. It's barely a thought, but I wanted to get some plants over here in autumn just so I can kind of see how they look. I'm trying some tomato plants, so I want to see how the staked plants die and how they end up looking once they're out of their season. And then, as I mentioned, the corn, so we'll kind of do a mixture here. Keeping it real simple. Just, a post here, a post there, a little tomato, and then a little corn. And I think I decided to do a corner, I believe. Yes. Good thinking, Pass Kelly. It was a really great idea. Alright, so let me throw some corn down. I'm starting to stare at the plants again. Not really happy about that, but again, there was a reason. There was a reason. Also, you'll notice I just got an achievement, and that's because I haven't planted a single plant in this game until just now. And the game is relieved. Okay, so we did that. We're going to leave that there. I will absolutely 100% forget about that. Without a doubt, that is already gone from my mind. Ooh, see a satellite over there to the right. Alright, so we're taking the road back towards the train station and back towards the mine because I decided it would be quick work to fill all of this in. And yes, I'm feeling okay. Apparently it's Bad Decision Wednesday because it's Wednesday when I'm recording this. And I thought, why not just fill this in a little bit, No one wants to watch you dirt print for hours, and I mean, you don't think it's going to take an hour, right? It's going to be a quick little thing, So what we're gonna do? I'm not gonna make you watch the entire thing. We're not doing that. But I am going to work you through a kind of 1980s style compilation. Only I do not have the jazzy 80s music. We're just going to go through kind of a time lapse of different aspects of this project, and I'm gonna just show you all the dirt printing I did, but not make you watch the entire thing. If you were looking to watch a lot of dirt printing, sorry, hit my mic. if you're looking to watch a lot of dirt printing, I'm so sorry. I'll make sure that I tag you in the future one whenever I'm going to print that gigantic thing in the ocean, because that's going to happen. Okay, so I don't think I mentioned it. I might have in that first video, but I initially planned for this to be the sleeping area where you and your multiplayer friends would come and sleep over before you went to the mine, which is up in that big over that big black wall over there. It was lava themed because that's really rad, but ultimately, as excited as I was for it, because it was really cool, it didn't really work. It didn't really work. It was too loud for such a, I don't know, imposing building. So I took a lot of screenshots because I'm planning on putting it somewhere else. I don't know quite where yet, but we'll be able to replicate it, no problem. But it was really cool. It had like, lava pouring down the sides, and then you'll see those little squares down at the bottom there. That's where the, what are those called? Sleeping bags went. There were like chests for all of your stuff and weapons racks. It was really impressive. But yeah, again, it's just a little too loud for the space. So decided it had to go. So here we're just enjoying some more dirt printing. Here again, just enjoying a lot of dirt printing. At some point I decided that I wanted to go lengthwise with the dirt printing. And then I think at this point, I was doing it so long it had turned to night. So we went back to the daytime. And here I thought, let me do it portrait-wise. Oh yeah. Kelly remembers this. I got really tired of the dirt printing and decided to dirt compact. So welcome to the dirt compacting channel. Do a little bit of that. It is very satisfying to do. With bubble wrap. You see those little squares down there? That's where the sleeping bags went. Alright, then back to everyone's favorite thing. Dirt printing. Technically still square by square, if you think about it. Alright, some more portrait. Gotta mix it up, you know. Can't have everything going long ways. There's lava around the sleeping bags down there. It looks so cool. It really did. Alright, so here I'm taking a minute to question my life choices and just wondering why I did this to myself. By now I have also realized that this is a legitimate video. I've legitimately did a whole lot of work. Again, my plan was to just, you know, some busy work here and there. Little things. But this really got out of hand. I really did a lot of work to build this, too. Alright, so it's time to kind of, again, taking a break from the dirt printing to dirt compact. So we got a little bit of that. Mixing it up. Good job, Kelly. Alright, back to the dirt printing, because I love it so much. We are getting there, though. We're getting there. It's just so exciting. Maybe I just change the nature of the content that I produce, you know? Maybe it's just dirt printing. What would I think about it? Oh, here's where it finally, we wrap up. I couldn't deny you the satisfaction of seeing the final little bit of dirt being printed. Here we go. We're almost there. Getting there. Woo! Yay! Had you bottles of champagne on ice waiting for that moment. Now would be your time. Please pop that champagne. Alright. And now it's trying to take down the, I guess, above ground structures. Dirt compacting. You know the drill. All of it's got to go. Just all of it. We'll start from a blank canvas. Also because I ultimately, and you'll see in a moment, I need it flat. I need it flat on the ground for what I'm planning. Just more. More dirt compacting. A whole lot more. Yep. Alright, so here's the plan. I did purchase a whole lot of corn from Rayne, and what I'm going to do, at least for right now, you know, I might change my mind at some point, is I'd like to do like just a cement pad in the middle of a dead cornfield. If that doesn't make sense as an aesthetic, stay with me. You know, once the plants die, we'll see what we can do. But the next few clips are me planting all of this corn, all of it. Well, not all of it. I lost count. But the aim is to kind of surround the area where the sleeping bags are with just all of this dead corn. You know, so we'll see how it looks. I am setting it up with what are these called? Sprinklers for right now. Just because I'm not coming over here to water all of this. It's not happening. And you'll see there's a lot of it. I figured, you know, it's the 17th of autumn. So let me get this in the ground. And then if I need to pare it back in any way, I can always do that, right? But if I wanted to grow it, I really need to get it in the ground right now. I was also thinking about using maybe wheat, which I could, I guess. Maybe some of it will end up being wheat, not meat. My goodness. But for right now, let's get the corn in, so at least we have that. And then from here, what I'm going to do is just stretch it all the way along the front of the mine here. This is me currently remembering how to count to 5. Oh, and then at some point I decided we needed to get all the way to the other side of the mine. So we dirt printed a little bit, and then we now have like a full strip of corn from one end to the other. And I think right about here, I'm going to decide I want to go down on the sides of this, this huge square. First, I got to stare at the corn for a little bit. Yep. We're doing good? Okay. All right. All right. So, from here, remembering to count to 5. Okay. We're doing great. 3. And then a 2. Yep. All the way down to, I think we just go this far for right now. At some point I will extend it, but I don't know if I got that on camera. Oh yeah, okay. So here I've already extended it all the way to the train station, and all of the wheat is, all the corn is planted on this side. So now we got to do the other side. And this one's going to be a little different. It'll still go in the same manner as the other side, but we'll also have to contend with the, figuring out what we want to do with the entrance and kind of walkway to the mine walkway, which is right there to the right. Okay. I think I put that back later. I really can't remember. Okay, so I've done all of the wheat from, no, it's not wheat, the corn from that side, and I did go beyond on the other side there, so I've got to pull this past the bridge, which is fine, because I like the idea of like maybe playing with like a corn maze sort of vibe where you have to walk around and kind of bob and weave around all the dead corn to get to the mine entrance. So again, I figure I can always cut this back later. I can always get rid of it and try again if I decide I want to do something else. The corn will be infinitely easier to undo than the was it half an hour, 25 minutes of dirt printing I just did. And you haven't even seen, I edited that. That was at least an hour's worth of dirt printing that I cut out. So we're just going to pull it over to kind of hook around the corner. And then from here, I think we decided we wanted to, I am using the royal we, play around with the entrance a little bit. So I figure for right now, natural dirt path. I'm not really trying to do anything too jazzy because again, I don't want it to compete with the mine. So yeah, there we go. Put it back. I always have to inset steps. Something about it. Gotta do that. So I always like to have dirt on either side. And in about a minute, probably less, I'm going to realize that this is uneven. So if you're screaming at your screen right now, just please know I'm about to realize it. Almost. She's almost there, people. Yep. Oh. Something does not look right, Kelly. Yep. There it is. Thank goodness. Okay. Now, because of that, I have extra on now the other side. I think I take care of that. I do. I think honestly I'm gonna pull this to the water anyway. You know, I don't want it to be super regimented. It already is, right? But kind of give it like an overgrown sort of, it's grown beyond its borders sort of vibe. Now that I'm looking at this playback, I really didn't need... Oh, that's right. I was taking it all the way up to the walkway. Okay. Never mind. Current Kelly is wrong. Past Kelly was correct. That's why I did this. Corn maze. I'm gonna have to get rid of the corn where the steps are, but they'll let me have my fun. Alright, so those will all be covered. And just for safety's sake, I'm gonna pull, or continue on, I guess, the corn right here. Again, I'm probably gonna pull this all the way to the water, and you'll see I'm gonna play around with the heights in a moment, but probably pull it even further in and just do corn all the way towards the kind of where the train station-ish area is going to be. Just so I have it here in case I decide I want to keep it. So we'll see what it looks like once it's grown in. And I did, in case you've already thought of it, I absolutely did forget to put fertilizer down. So. Here I am trying to do more math. 5, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna throw that down. Yep, So then, yeah, I'm still losing track where that sprinkler needs to go. Yep, there we go. We figured it out. Figured it out. Good job, Cal. Yep, doing great. Can't remember if I moved that or not. I don't think I do. Yeah, I think I do. Alright. So, cleaned it all up. I also put some of the corn down in the water. Just playing with those height differences to see if I like, you know, it being on different levels, multi-level. All right, so then as part of my quick, I'm just going to do a few little things here and there. Nobody needs to see this video. I decide I'm going to kind of do them. It's very, very early makings of a train station. At least get my thoughts together of what I think I want it to look like. And you can see there the crops are very close to the train station, but not all the way to the tracks. So I'm gonna fix that in a moment. I don't remember if I have that on camera. And then here I'm just, you know, cutting this down a little bit. Where'd my brick go? Where did my brick go? Oh, it's right there. Let me go grab that. Okay. All right, I'm not staring at a plant this time, so that's not bad. All right, and then there I decide, let me I'm just gonna pull this a little bit to the edge. Essentially want it to look like you get off of the train in a cornfield. Like you are expecting a station, but no. You're in a cornfield. You have no idea how you got here. Only that's where you are. Yep. Well, so we'll see. Well, I don't know quite what I want to do with that yet. I want to do the cement area first. And I have some ideas written down. I kind of want to play around with them in my head a little bit more before I build it, but here I'm just kind of getting an idea of the scale of the space that I have to work with. So I can start to work that in my head. I think we end up with 23 by 23. So 24 by 24. Go for even and odds, just in case I need it. So probably put more corn in that area, in the entrance area, but we'll see. We'll see. So we'll let that go. Totally forgetting to undo my tape measure, so I'm going to be seeing that purple forever and ever till I turn it off. And want to show you, I'm going to head back north to show you what Clover's area looks like at the moment. I know we've seen it extensively, but I mentioned my plans to fully cut away the land around the outside snake and kind of landscape it, and this is what I ended up with. It's not all done. It's not all done, but it looks so beautiful. It does. And I think it's going to look really creepy at night. I haven't seen it at night yet. Oh yeah, I did planted some more trees. We're going to need some gigantic trees in the area. And partially for Furniture Guy, partially for John's, but also I think I might end up undoing the outside mushroom fantasy area. It's so beautiful, but I think it might detract from the uniqueness of the interior of Clover Space. So we're gonna wait. That's why I didn't finish it. Of course, I got, in grand Kelly fashion, I got 2/3 of the way done with it, and I realized, you know what? I might have just wasted my time. Not really wasted my time, because I've, you know, come to some conclusions, but I think I'm gonna have to redo it. I think it needs to look different. Just adding to my collection here. In case you haven't seen my intro video, this is the work area and workstation and organizer and where all the machines are. I'm going to throw a bunch of things in the auto sorter that aren't going to sort. I think maybe the seeds do. Yeah. And then let's get in our helicopter and we'll head back to the house. I mentioned before, but there'll be a train station on the right here, a dock area, and then this island where the house is will be kind of the house compound once we move Fletch's and the visitor's tent. So those are big projects to come. Oh, it's time to show everyone that I remember what button to hit when I feed Ozzy. Really proud of myself. Also, he comes right to that food, so now I'm worried I've been starving him. But at least he's clean. Well, let's pet the bub. Good boy. One more. Okay. All right, so I think that that is it for today. Um, got something from Milburn. I'm going to throw it right in the trash. I hope everyone has a good rest of your day, evening, whatever. Equinox, that was a few days ago. Nevertheless, thank you for watching this. We'll tackle another project in our next video. Not quite sure what that's going to be yet, but we'll see how we're feeling. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye, everyone.